Desire is not weakness. It is force. It is energy. It is hunger for more. Ancient warriors did not fear desire. They feared losing command over it, because the man who cannot rule himself will eventually be ruled by something smaller, and smaller forces destroy greater futures. Control was never suppression. It was sovereignty. On the battlefield, enemies wore armor, but the more dangerous enemy wore none. Impulse, anger that strikes too early, fear that retreats too soon, lust that clouds judgment, greed that overextends position. History is filled with armies defeated not by strength, but by impatience. A warrior who reacts emotionally becomes predictable, and predictability is weakness. Control was not moral purity. It was tactical survival. Spartans were not hardened by accident. They were hardened by restriction. They lived simply by law. They ate black broth, not because it was pleasant, but because it was enough. They forbade excessive luxury among citizens. Even Spartan kings were bound by discipline. There is a recorded moment when King Leonidas was told that the Persian army was vast, beyond measure. He did not overreact. He did not negotiate surrender. He stood firm. Because Spartans were raised in the agash, a system that stripped away indulgence. Boys were trained to endure hunger without complaint, cold without reaction, pain without dramatization. Desire was not eliminated. It was subordinated. A Spartan who chased comfort could not hold the line. So they trained themselves to desire strength more than pleasure. Samurai followed Bushido, the way of the warrior. Self-control was embedded in their code. Miyamoto Musashi, one of the greatest swordsmen in history, lived much of his life in deliberate simplicity. He avoided distraction. He avoided luxury. He avoided excess attachment. Why? Because attachment weakens decision-making. Musashi wrote, "Do not seek pleasure for its own sake." Not because pleasure was evil, but because dependence corrupts clarity. A samurai who chased indulgence diminished awareness, and awareness decided survival. Control preserved sharpness. Roman legionaries were not allowed indulgence in excess. Drunkenness during campaign could be punished severely. Why? Because a distracted soldier endangered formation. Roman discipline required structured routines, regulated behavior, delayed gratification. The legion came before the individual. Even Roman generals practiced restraint. Scipio Africanus was known not just for military brilliance, but for discipline and self-command. Rome did not conquer through emotion. It conquered through order, and order begins within. Knights were not defined only by combat. They were defined by code. Chivalry demanded more than strength. It demanded restraint. A knight swore oaths to his lord, to his cause, to his honor. Breaking discipline was not weakness. It was dishonor. Medieval campaigns were long and uncomfortable. Knights endured limited food, harsh weather, and constant political tension. A careless reaction in anger, lust, or pride could spark conflict or destroy alliances. So restraint became protection. Sir William Marshall, one of the most respected knights of his time, survived war and court intrigue not through emotional reaction, but through measured control. Knighthood was not reckless aggression. It was strength under command, because a warrior who cannot restrain himself cannot protect anything. Desire itself is neutral. It is raw energy. The difference lies in direction. Uncontrolled desire scatters focus. Directed desire fuels ambition. Warriors conserved energy. They did not waste it chasing every urge. They channeled it toward mastery, training, improvement, victory. The stronger the desire, the greater the potential power, if it is commanded. Ancient warriors faced temptation in physical form. Modern temptation is engineered. Provocative content appears automatically. Stimulation is pushed to you without asking. You do not always seek it. It finds you. The algorithm does not care about your discipline. It is designed to provoke, to trigger, to pull. The moment you break your intention, it wins. Not because you are weak, but because you were unguarded. And this is where warrior control matters most. Being busy with purpose weakens temptation. When your focus is fixed on a mission, distraction has less surface to attach to. Idle time feeds impulse. Purpose starves it. And when temptation appears, a warrior thinks beyond the moment. He imagines the outcome of breaking discipline, the disappointment, the erosion of self-trust, the weakening of command. Then he weighs that against the goal, and the goal matters more. Control is not denial. It is prioritization. The man who controls his appetite is free from craving. The man who controls his anger is free from regret. The man who controls his lust is free from distraction. Freedom does not come from indulgence. It comes from sovereignty. Indulgence creates dependency. Control creates authority. And authority over self is the foundation of all power. Inside every warrior were two forces, impulse and command. The soldier feels. The commander decides. When desire rises, the commander does not panic. He assesses. He evaluates. He chooses, not emotionally, strategically. Control is hierarchy within the self. The strongest voice must lead. If you want warrior control, begin small, not with grand vows, with deliberate decisions. Delay gratification on purpose. When you want to check your phone, wait. When you feel the urge to react emotionally, pause before speaking. Temptation will appear unexpectedly. Modern life delivers it automatically. Provocative posts, endless stimulation, triggers designed to hold your attention. You may not search for them. They arrive. And the moment you engage without intention, you surrender command. Control is not pretending temptation doesn't exist. It is choosing your response. Resist one unnecessary urge per day. 1. Close the app. End the scroll. Return to your task. If you are pursuing a goal, fitness, mastery, business, skill, remember, idle time feeds impulse. Purpose starves it. When temptation presses hardest, think beyond the moment. Think of the outcome, the disappointment of breaking your word, the erosion of self-trust. Then compare that to the long-term objective, the strength you're building, the clarity you're protecting, the respect you're earning from yourself. The posts were designed to provoke reaction. Your discipline is designed to override it. Strength grows through repetition. Each pause strengthens command. Each delay reinforces authority. Each choice for the goal shapes identity. Over time, control stops feeling like effort. It becomes who you are. And the man who commands himself does not need to speak about it. His life shows it. Ask yourself honestly, what rules you? Comfort, attention, pleasure, impulse. Choose one. Control it for 14 days. Not perfectly, but consciously. You are not eliminating desire. You are training dominance. One day, someone will observe your restraint. They will assume you were always disciplined. They will not see the moments when indulgence was easier. They will not see the battles you fought in silence, but you will know. You chose control when surrender was convenient. And that choice built your future. Walk with honor. Stand your ground. Command yourself first. Follow the path. Warrior's path.